Okay, so I'm feeling extremely emotional and I'm crying, and I never cry. Nothing can make me cry. Nothing in existence can make me cry. There's only one thing that can make me cry. And that's when a woman wins my heart. When a woman wins my heart. And I grew up really weird and strange. I grew up as the only child, no brothers, no sisters, didn't get to socialize. I was raised by a single mom who was so dumber than a bag of rocks. And because of that, everyone rejected her, and we were just like rejected people since we were small. And maybe because of that, I went to special ed, for like a behavior problem or attention-seeking behavior is what was really going on. So I was in special education all throughout high school, middle school, elementary school, up until I graduated high school. Then I'm in a church where you can't like socialize or date people inside the church. So I have no social skills. My mom was a wreck. She would do hardcore drugs at times. I don't know. She would do crack at one point. It was crazy. I don't know. My upbringing is so crazy, and I'm about to be 42 tomorrow, and I never knew what it was to connect with a woman and to like feel like something magical, something magical between the attractions between two people. Like, I never knew about eye contact. I learned it when I started doing this master's program in FIU. It's a master in science and human resource management, and I was in a room with women, and I don't know, I didn't think about it much. My focus was only my master's, and then I was put into a group, right, for the first time in my life. Well, not the first time. I was put into a group, and what I meant to say by the first time in my life is I was put with this woman, right? And man, she was so hot. She was so beautiful. So beautiful, man. I'm debating whether to say her name or not, but let's have full disclosure. Christina Menenses, something like that. I'm making this video because I'm thinking in the near future I'm gonna commit suicide. And there's something about suicide. Like, right when I think I'm gonna do it, I cry. I'm so sad. I am so sad. There's like so much tears running because my life is fighting everything in me. Like, everything in me is fighting and is begging, don't die. And it's so sad. It's so sad because you have to die, because you lose hope, you give up on hope. And I'm getting sidetracked, but that's why I'm making this video, and what I'm talking about is describing all the events that are leading up to this event, and anyway, I was put in this group, and this woman was so hot, man. She was so beautiful. I was like 40, turning 41, I still look really young and amazing. I don't know why, but anyway, she was like the hottest girl, and I thought to myself, she will never like me, and we ended up like connecting for the first time because I learned about eye contact. I asked my professor, right, during the first semester, like, Because I was talking to this other woman that fell in love with me. She was married. She has kids. I don't know why, she ruined my life by falling in love with me. I didn't want that. You're married. You have a family. I don't. I want a family. I want to be married. Leave me alone. But anyway. Her name I won't say. But anyway. She got me thinking about the eye contact. So I asked my professor about eye contact. And he gives me this great article. And when you make eye contact, with the opposite sex, you can find out if they're showing an interest. And I never knew that. Here I am, 41 years old, and I never knew that. And everyone in this world knows that. And if I knew that, I would have experienced what I experienced for the first time in that program, And it started with Christina Menezes, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but Menezes, I think. Menezes. Pretty sure that's how it is. And we made eye contact. We kept making eye contact, and oh my gosh, it taps right into the source of your consciousness and your emotions, and that is your midbrain. Your midbrain, that's the most ancient part of your brain. That is the origin that make us. Where consciousness starts, where emotion starts. And we would make eye contact, and we would flirt, play these games, and it tapped into that true source. That's where you see the source of pure happiness, or the exact opposite, pure hate and misery and pain, and it goes both ways. But man, I felt for the first time in my life the magic, the spark of love. And because of my lack of social skills, I end up ruining it. My midbrain, out of all the rejection, when they're not rejecting me, they're just playing hard. They just want me to pursue them more. It's a great thing. They're just playing this friendly court game, and my freaking midbrain interprets it as a rejection, and I go into survival mode, and I wreck it. I wreck it so much. There was this one girl, man. This one girl, and her name is Monica Melanie Rodriguez, and this is where my hope ends. See, we were in this program for a full year. We knew each other, and we would like play around and flirt and make all this eye contact. And towards the end, I thought she was really serious, and I was right. We were falling in love. I didn't know it. I had to talk to someone in the program, and I described just the scene, and she said we were falling in love, and I didn't even know that, because I had never done anything like that. I had never been in the process of falling in love, and I wreck it because she was just being playful, and my freaking midbrain misinterpreted it as a threat, the threat of me being rejected, and I'm just fighting, thinking it's rejection, and I couldn't gain control of my midbrain. It took a while. After I sent this message to her that just scared her, because I thought she rejected me. And after I sent it, I calmed down and I realized, it was never a rejection. But by then it was too late. I tried to save the situation. I couldn't save it. And then I went through another roller coaster ride that put me through another tunnel vision, just fighting for my life, and my midbrain just taking full control, and me fighting for my life, thinking I was in danger, made her feel she was in danger and she needed to fight for her life. But that was never the case, and now things are so bad between us. Like, she is terrified of me. I am like the worst nightmare. She thinks like the worst thing of me. She thinks I'm like the worst person in this world. My midbrain did it. When your midbrain takes over, it thinks there's a threat, right? So when your midbrain thinks there's a threat, it cuts off communication with your thinking brain, with your frontal cortex to be exact, which is part of the cerebral cortex. But yeah, mainly the frontal cortex, because that's where the decisions are made. That's where logic and reasoning resides. So normally we evolved to the point where our midbrain would ask for permission to do things. You know, because everything that the midbrain does is for survival, our basic instincts, like eating, you know, reproducing, you know, surviving, you know, fighting for our lives, running away because someone is chasing us and we're fighting for our lives. Those are the basic instincts, right? But it can't just do that. It can't just say, oh, you know, have sex with this person right here, right now, you know, eat, you know, do, you know, it can't. It asks the frontal cortex for permission first. So there's this relaying of communication back and forth. But when there's a threat, your midbrain doesn't have time to ask your frontal cortex for permission because it needs to react quick to save your life. So it cuts off that connection. So you're not thinking logically. Your midbrain is just running wild, doing, you know, what it thinks it needs to do to survive, you know, without, you know, connecting with the cerebral cortex. And it can be this repetitive, you know, it just keeps happening and happening. And had I not sent that message to her, you know, because right after I thought she rejected me, I sent a message. You know, my midbrain was talking and it scared her. Had I not done that, she would have been my first girlfriend. And I would have fallen in love for the first time. But now, my midbrain just took control of the whole situation the whole time for so long. And she thinks the worst of me. She thinks I'm a stalker. I'm a loser, a lunatic, a psycho, a crazy. She put a restraining order. She has me blocked on everything. She wants nothing with me, and we brought each other so much happiness, and then it's just her midbrain now. Her midbrain, which is the greatest source of happiness, can also be the greatest source of fear. And I was her greatest source of happiness, and now it became her fear. And, you know, I'm making this video because I think I'm going to end up killing myself. If I post this online, then it's because right after posting it, I'd probably kill myself in the next 2 or 3 minutes, you know. These are the thoughts of someone that's, you know, man, I don't cry. Nothing makes me cry. The only thing that makes me cry is Monica, Melanie Rodriguez, this girl that I got to know over the course of a year and been falling in love. And I didn't even know that until I destroyed everything. I didn't even know we were falling in love. And after knowing that and seeing how I ruined things, I cry so hard and it's ruined. And I'm just so old, and man, an opportunity like that, like what Monica and I had, it was like so special. That can never be reproduced. I will never experience that again. And now knowing what love is, because I lived my whole life not knowing what it's like. Now that I know what it's like, and I know I'll never get it again. I won't. And I just can't survive this wave of emotions and feelings. I mean, she already broke my heart. It hurts so much just to know the way that she feels. I just wish she wouldn't cut me out. I wish she would, like, remove the restraining order, drop the grievance process, remove the no contact from the school. I wish she would do all that, because my heart's already broken knowing that I can never be with her. I wish I knew what a kiss was from her, man. If she just gave me a kiss, that would make me happy for the rest of my life. Just a kiss, just one little kiss. I wish I knew what that felt like. I would have been so happy. I would have been so happy. That would carry me on for the rest of my life, because I made it till the age of 41. Tomorrow I'm 42. Not knowing anything about love, not knowing what it feels like. And to be kissed by her, knowing that I fell in love with her. And I wasn't supposed to. Because it was supposed to be to someone who deserves it. Someone who will fall in love with me. And you know what? Monica deserved it, and she was falling in love with me, but my midbrain took over. And I wish Monica was able to see that, and give me a second chance. And then, when my midbrain took over, it was just that one message that I sent her, the first one that destroyed everything. And I wish I could have made a comeback after that. If she just ignored it, I would, know how bad it was. And eventually, through time, it would have healed, and maybe, things would have worked out with us, but started letting my hair grow again, because she called me bald, because I always shave my head, I don't know, she said I was bald in the police report. But yeah, I was in this class for 8 hours. 8 hours once a week. We would meet for 8 hours once a week for a whole year. I was so nervous around her. Oh my God, I was so nervous. Every time she rejected me, my midbrain would take over, and I had to build the courage to talk to her again, because I was so nervous, and so much time would go by, and it was this playful game back and forth, and we were falling in love. We would do things, it was just so much happened in that class. It gave me the greatest happiness that I've ever experienced. It was my greatest happiness. The only happiness that I've had. And I mean, just her not wanting anything with me anymore, that's heartbreaking enough. That destroys me, Maybe I can move on. I wish you would give me a goodbye kiss. And that's all I wanted, but it hurt so much to be so cold, and to just block me from her social media. Like, I can't even comment. Like, I know what I did. I know my comments were so bad and inappropriate and wrong, and it was my midbrain, and I no longer want to do that. I just wish she would take it back and just, treat me like a normal person. Like, I could just make an honest comment, because I know how much her videos mean to her YouTube channel, and how much it means to her to be a social media influencer, and, and I just wish she wouldn't cut me out like that, I mean, I'm not, I know she's not interested anymore, so I'll leave her alone, but it didn't have to be that way. She didn't have to get a no contact. She didn't have to get a restraining order. She didn't have to, block me and cut me out. And I know she unblocked me, and I ruined it, because it was still my midbrain taking over, and now that's not the case. But anyway, I know that right before I pull the trigger, I don't know if I'm going to make another video to load up, but I cry really hard. I cry so hard, and it's because of Monica, the only thing that can make me cry in existence, because nothing can make me cry or make me sad. Nothing. I've always been happy. And that's Monica, man. She has become the source of happiness, joy. Oh, to the max, to the extreme, man. To the extreme. Oh, that feeling. Oh my gosh, it's the most happiness feeling in all life, in all creation. Oh, man. To me, that's heaven, man. To me, that's to know God's love, Oh. And I told her those words because men are the first ones to fall in love. And I learned that, men are the first ones to fall in love, so don't fall in love, don't do it until you know she's going to fall in love with you. And that was my mentality, before I started the master's program, But I learned something new, eye contact, and experiencing love for the first time. And I thought that maybe I didn't know when she would fall in love with me. So I made that mistake thinking, oh, yeah, she will be the one to fall in love with me, or I'm sure, she's in love with me. And I fell in love. I did it twice in the program. The first time with Christina, I almost committed suicide. It almost cost me my life. And this time with Monica, where it really advanced. It advanced to the point where we were falling in love. And now I'm gonna, probably kill myself. And I know that right before I kill myself, I cry so hard. I cry hard. Imagine another guy killing you and you want to live, right? You want to live. And the guy's about to kill you and you're crying so hard and you're begging and you're so sad because you know you're about to die and you don't want to die and this guy is going to kill you. Well, it's the same exact thing, except I'm doing it because I'm experiencing. See, the thing is that the greatest happiness, joy of all existence, for you to feel that, that's what I felt with Monica. And to know that that's gone creates the greatest pain. Maybe I would have lived through it if she wouldn't be so cold and just cut me out like that and provided some kind of closure. I would be alive, that would help with the pain in the process, And Corey Wayne in How to Be a 3% Man was right when he said about closure, Read that. All breakups need closure, It makes the process so easy because nothing exists in a vacuum. Everything is connected and everything is holistic. That's what I like about Eastern philosophy. For example, we all make up different organs in our body, right? Like me, let's say I'm the lungs, I'm both of your lungs, If there's no closure, and I'm treated unfairly and I die, can you imagine if the lungs die in your body, the whole thing dies? Or maybe I'm the kidneys, maybe both kidneys die, then everything dies because everything is holistic and connected. And we need to treat everyone with love and respect and provide that closure, And that's why I'm going to be dead. But yeah. I'm going to church now. I'm going to see if I make it through this. See if I make another video, And wow. I'm going to end this video right when I get off the exit to go to church. And normally I have the GPS on to let me know when I get off because my attention span is so bad. But it looks like God is in control, like guiding me to church right now. So maybe I don't die. Maybe I do get to experience love for the first time and find a woman in a Christian community. Only people in community marry young. Only people in communities, People who are not in a community, they don't marry young. They don't have a family young. They get in their 40s or still in school in their 50s and they never have family. They never end up getting married and settling down. That's why communities and church, it's so important, and I started doing that now. And I had a church in a great community. I told you about that church that I went to. Jennifer Becker, man. She would have been my wife, dude. Man, there was something special there. We would have married young, had a family young. I know I would have. She now married another brother when I was in the army. And even then, my midbrain took control and messed things up with her one time when I emailed her. Because I was trying to get advice. I don't know. I'm reckless because my midbrain takes over because of the rejection. You know, it's afraid that I won't get that girlfriend. You know, it's really afraid that I won't get that girlfriend. So that's what sabotaged these two perfect moments in the master's program. But anyway, I think this video is done. Yeah.